Hello everybody, welcome back to Louisiana Homestead. Today we're in the kitchen. I'm going to be washing up some mustard greens and I've got them boiling now. Let's take a look at that. I had to keep boiling them down and adding to the pot because they wouldn't all fit in the pot. I'm going to add the lid to it, which you can see it doesn't go all the way down, but it will cook down. It will cook down and you'll see it's going to go down a good bit. Then we have some turnips over in this bowl. We're going to peel these down. This is what they'll look like once they're peeled. This is the one that I peeled so far. And we're going to cook those also. We might make a little turnip stew with those, with some of them. I kept some of the meat from our leftover sausage stuffing that we did the other day. And I'm gonna take some of that and brown it, and I'm gonna make a little turnip stew with it. So let's get started on that. Okay, it's about 5 minutes later and my greens have already cooked down. Let's take a look at them. Look at that, they've already gone down a good bit. I'm just going to kind of push them down into that water to help them go down even quicker. What you don't want to do is stuff all of your greens into the pot when you first start and just make them fit, because they will burn at the bottom if you do that. So you want to slowly add them in, and this is going to be a lot better. You won't have that burning that I was talking about. I'm just going to cook these on low. I'll add a little salt to them. Probably maybe about a teaspoon to start with, and then I'll taste it and see if it needs more salt as it gets closer to being cooked. And I've got my turnips all peeled up. I got my turnips all peeled up, and here's the peelings that's left over. What am I going to do with them? I'm going to put them in my scrap bucket. You see this little bucket here that you always see on my countertop? That's my scrap bucket for my chickens. Anything that's peeled off, like the peelings of potatoes or onions, eggshells, anything like that goes into that bucket, and at the end of the day I go and give it to the chickens. If it fills up before then, I'll go give it to the chickens and keep on working. When I've got stuff going in the kitchen, I'm constantly putting stuff into this scrap bucket instead of throwing it in the trash can, because our trash is picked up and it's brought to the dump with everybody else's trash. And everybody's food scraps that goes to the dump is most likely eaten by rats there. So I know that sounds terrible, but anyway, it probably is. So rather than feeding the rats and whatever else is out there that might eat it, I'm feeding my chickens with that, and I'm supplementing them, and they love it. When they see me coming with that scrap bucket, they come running to meet me because they love whatever's in the scrap bucket. And it supplements my feed bill. So it's a win-win situation. And it explains why y'all always see that little bucket on my countertop. That's what that is. And it has a lid. I keep the lid on it. See, it's starting to get full. It's time to go dump it. Y'all want to go see what the chickens do when I bring it to them? Let's go bring them the scrap bucket. It's full. It's full, so let's bring it to them. Look, they see me coming. They coming running. See, this is some turnips and stuff that that Mr. E gave them this morning. Let's give them these scraps here. Some eggshells. Look, they took off with it. They love it. old piece of bread that wasn't eating all of it this morning. Just whatever. They love the scraps. See? Told you. So now I'll bring the bucket back in, give it a wash, and it'll be ready to get some more scraps going. Remember I was telling you that I had some deer meat left over from the sausage we was making the other day? We didn't use all of it in the stuff, and I kept a little bit to the side, and I had been making a couple of hamburgers with it actually the last couple of nights. But today what's left of it is almost a pound maybe. It might be a little less than a pound. But I'm browning it up. In some olive oil, which it looks like I need to add a little more oil to it. But I about got it browned where I want it. Let's add a little oil to it. Deer meat can take a good bit of oil because it is a dry meat. Deer meat is a dry meat, so it can take a lot of oil. I prefer to use olive oil in it. I find it tastes delicious and it works great. Okay, I got my turnips, some of them. You hear that? I hate that. Okay, I've got some of my turnips here in this pot with some salt and pepper. About a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper. I'm just going to boil that, and when they're tender, I'm going to add those in with my mustard greens. And it's going to make kind of like a little soup that we'll eat at night with sandwiches or whatnot. Whenever I cooked a whole pot of collard greens the other night, and today I'm doing the mustards. We've been eating a lot of greens since they started coming in almost every night. And there's a lot of calcium in these greens. And there's magnesium. There's all kinds of vitamins. I need to find out what kind of vitamins in there, and I'm going to tell y'all. Because nutrition is important. It plays a huge role in our health. So I want to talk more about that too. Now some of these turnips I cut up smaller. I cut these smaller than these. Those are just going to boil. These are going to go in what I'm calling my turnip stew. So it's time to take the meat out. I'm going to put the turnips in, and I'm going to chop up this onion, and the onion's going to go in there also. I wanted to add some peppers also into my turnip stew, and I got those cooking down. Let's take a look. Cooking down nicely. I had some frozen peppers from this summer, and I added those in. So I have onions, turnips, and peppers in this pot. Cooking that down. Once I have it cooked down about where I want it, I'll add this sausage meat back into it. I have my other turnips boiling here. It won't be long before they're done. They're going to get tender very fast. And we just will take a look in here, see how these are doing. Oh yeah, they're doing nicely as well. Okay, we're going to let those cook nice and slow. I've added my sausage meat back into the turnips and onion and pepper mixture. Take a look at that. And I added a little water to it because it's going to be kind of like a little gravy is what I'm wanting. I'll season it up just how I want it seasoned. You do the same. I'm going to cook some brown rice tonight, and we're going to eat this over the brown rice. So it's going to be delicious and nutritious and lots of fiber. Okay, that's about where I want it, so I'm going to go on ahead and close it up and turn the fire off.
Wow, that turned out awesome. We really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, remember, you can't go wrong doing what's right. Bye.